Good evening, dear friends. My name is Anil M, and I'm the mentor of VSSF, and I welcome you to the session 2 of the Sport Virtual Classroom. I hope all you are having a good day and excited to listen to the next topic, technology development and innovation. Technology has revolutionized many aspects of our daily lives and has become an integral part of our work, relationships, culture, and society, from education to health, finance to entertainment, insurance to real estate, etc. Innovations in technology have led to modern solutions to traditional problems and processes. Any new development is known as innovation. There would be no progress without invention, and with no innovation, there can be no progress. If people and technology don't progress, then they will quickly become irrelevant and outdated in a larger scheme of things. Technological innovation strives to improve an existing product, that is, provide a new product or process with new technological features to set it apart from the competition. When the new updates are introduced to the market, they are regarded as innovations benefiting the broader public. Let us do well more into the topic technology development and innovation. Respected principals, teachers, and students, I'm delighted to introduce and welcome Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, former Chairman and All India Council of Technical Education, Government of India. Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe is currently the Professor of Mechanical Engineering at Indian Institute of Technology. He has also held the position as the Chairman of Basic Scientific Research, BSR, Empowered Committee of UGC and SWAYAM Board, Director, College of Engineering, Pune, academician and researcher in NARIST and IIT, and as a fellow of ISTE, IET, Institution of Engineers, INAE. We are overjoyed to have you with us, sir. Now, may I please welcome Professor Sahasrabudhe to address the sport talents on today's session, Earth Science. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Anil Kumarji. Also, thanks to Suchitra, who connected us on this platform. I'm aware of Vikram Sarabhai Science Foundation and its activities about creating interest among students in the domain of science. And therefore, my congratulations and best wishes for all the people who are participating in this spot prelims round, and those who are getting qualified are moving ahead. I was given to talk about technology development and innovation, which is a very, very important subject today in terms of the developments that are taking place all across the globe. We all know about the development of IC engine way back in the 17th, 18th century, to steam engine, to IC engine, to then in the 20th century, we had a lot of industrialization happening. A lot of science developed, be it physics, be it chemistry, be it biology, be it even in mathematics, and thereby a lot of innovation started taking place, the application of which is available in terms of technology. The very fact that telephony, for example, which we used to have the dialing system at home, today no one even is looking at them. Today we have mobile phone in the hands of every nook and corner of the country. And this is nothing but a revolution. We also have internet, which became at the fag end of the 20th century a mechanism of getting information from anywhere in the world. These technological developments were part of the innovation from out of what was done in science. Therefore, there is a strong linkage between science on one side and the innovation, and then the usefulness of that science principles in terms of technology. And that is what we are enjoying today in all walks of life. As far as India is concerned, we had all of this and many more, but I will list out a couple of things which will excite you. In the 2015, when the Prime Minister of India talked about Digital India, many people said that we don't have internet penetration to all the places. Even in the top cities, there used to be breaking of the connectivity at times. In the smaller towns, it was more difficult, and in rural areas, it had not reached to the extent that we see today. So how can people be digitally empowered? How can we talk about digital India was a question which was there in the minds of people. But from 2015 onwards till 2020, if you look at this journey, number of places where fiber optic connectivity has reached has gone by leaps and bounds. Today, 2.5 lakh villages have fiber connectivity. Therefore, all the varieties of services which government provides are available at the doorsteps. Now, because of this technology which is available at the doorsteps, a lot of innovations have taken place. Many new apps are created by, forget about the people who are professionals from industry like Infosys, TCS, Wipro, Cognizant, and so on and so forth, who of course are having graduates in computer science, graduates in electronics, who will do some innovation and create applications for day-to-day life. But there are students from undergraduate colleges, engineering colleges, management colleges, pharmacy colleges, architecture colleges, even some students from arts and economics background. They are also creating a lot of innovative tech support systems for making the life of the citizens much easier. And that's why, if you look at the number of apps developed from the school-going children to the higher education sector, they have been continuously increasing by leaps and bounds. Almost an infinite growth is happening. And each one of them is competing, vying with each other to provide a better product than what existed earlier. And all of this was possible because of Digital India Mission, where connectivity was made available to smaller towns, smaller villages. And today, about 40 to 50% of Indian villages are connected. Maybe in a year or two, all of them will get connected with not just 3G, 4G, but 5G. This is a very important empowerment as far as technology is concerned. Now, I'll come to many other technologies which are akin to that and which are related with that. Come 2020 March, we are all aware that suddenly the pandemic broke, and therefore all the educational institutions, right from school to college to university, got closed. There were lockdowns. All workspaces also got closed. Industries were closed. And what was one thing which continued was still education. Maybe not in the physical form by going to the college or school in an environment where we interact with each other physically. Everything happened in an online mode. If we were not prepared for this Digital India mission, if there was no connectivity which was existing to such large spaces, probably our education would have come to a grinding halt. But it did not happen. Nursery to schools to higher school, higher education, everyone onboarded onto one platform or the other and continued the education. And that is the power of internet, that is the power of 4G, which helped all of us to get education. And therefore, when we talk about technology development, huge number of developments have taken place in education sector, and we call that sector today as edutech sector. There are large number of startups who have created applications using Python, using some of the computer languages, using artificial intelligence, using machine learning techniques in order to create courses which will help a student to learn faster, better, cheaper. Very, very important thing is affordable education, quality education, and anywhere education, anytime education from the best in class education. All of this was possible thanks to the technology, which we already had started. By the way, 2015 was the one when we talked about digital education or digital mode of transactions called Digital India. But much before that, there was NPTEL. Courses on NPTEL were available in the form of videos. We also had a MOOC platform created in 2016 called Swayam, where there are huge number of courses in all domains of knowledge, not only engineering, but also art, commerce, science, physics, maths, chemistry, biology, but also in terms of subjects like economics, philosophy, psychology. All of them are available today on this platform, including medical and law. So any type of education which one wants to take today is available through a MOOC platform called Swayam. The speed at which it was being used was at a slow pace. And come pandemic, the rules were changed. We already had allowed 20% of the credits of higher education to be taken through Swayam, MOOC platform, which was increased to 40% now, not only during pandemic, but beyond pandemic also. One more thing which has happened is very interesting phenomenon, which we must be very proud of, is in terms of health records. Probably during pandemic, when we developed our own indigenous vaccination, COVID app was also developed. And every single citizen who was given vaccination, within a fraction of, not minute, in seconds, the certificate of vaccination will come onto your mobile phone and you will get second dose. The date will be announced, and also a precautionary third dose. All of that is available at a click of a button on your what we call digital locker, DigiLocker, whereby if you have to travel, you don't have to carry physical certificate, but digital certificate is available, which no other country in the world could do. We have 140 crore citizens, more than 120 crore of them, elders, were all vaccinated. Some one vaccine, some two, some three also. And we have vaccinated entire population who get affected. And a certificate was available on their mobile instantaneously. Even the most advanced of the countries like USA are still giving these certificates by handwritten form in a piece of paper, not in the form that India has done. Second thing is, post our demonetization, many people started using digital transactions. And today, through what is known as UPI, 40% of the transactions which happen in India are through digital means. And across the globe, we are the only country which has highest population using digital transactions. So this is an application which is an offbeat of the technology development through use of apps, UPI. In case of health, it is COVID app. And there are apps which are developed by students and startups for giving high quality education. In AICTE, we had a platform created for such startups called National Educational Alliance for Technologies. All those who have created technologies for learning by students, maybe from 5th, 6th standard to higher education, be it learning of some computer programming language to learning of communication skills in English, to how to face an interview, or what are the possible opportunities that exist in different domains. All of them are available at the click of a button on National Educational Alliance for Technology. Some of them are priced a very low price, affordable price, and some of them are free. Those which are having some price, there too, the government has taken initiative of asking one free seat for every 4 seats which are procured by students. So if 4 people who can afford to buy this product, after they buy 4 persons buying that product, 1 product is available free, which we distribute to financially weaker sections of the society, SC, ST, OBC, as well as those whose incomes are lower. So that means on one side, we are taking care of the people who cannot afford, we are taking care of people who can afford, and that way, percolation of all these, what we call apps, are going down to village level, to town level, and every nook and corner. Using all of this knowledge, many new products are coming up, which again get onboarded. And therefore, technology development is a constant process, and it is always linked with innovation. My experience with innovation also, I would like to mention that 5 years ago, same time, 2015-16, we started what is known as Smart India Hackathon. Now it is the 6th edition going to happen, that we have had excellent innovative products created by students, both software as well as hardware. We started with software edition, and many problem statements of the government departments, ministries, industries, startups were given as challenge to undergraduate students, and they solve these problems and which are adopted. So my dear friends, from the 6th standard to 12th standard who are here now on this platform of Vikram Sarabhai Science Foundation. Some of you may feel this is all for higher education. What about us? We found that by training students at even lower level, forget about 6th standard to 12th standard, we have had experience of some of the hackathons like Mapathon and also Ideathon. We found that school children of age 4, 5, 6 also are capable of creating some kind of an app, some kind of a software which is helpful for education. And that is the strength of our younger generation. In fact, innovation comes almost natural to this younger generation of students. They learn technologies faster than the elderly people. And that is why we have had several instances where excellent games were created by students of young age, school children. And therefore, 6th to 12th standard students can do marvels. If 5th standard, 4th standard student can produce something very interesting, 6th to 12th standard certainly can create much better. College students can certainly create even much better. The CBSE has already introduced a course of artificial intelligence in the curriculum. That means students, no matter where they are studying, have an access to course on artificial intelligence, programming languages like Python, C++, right at their school times. And thereby, they are able to create new innovative products, technology development, which will go a long way. Now, I would like to mention few other technologies which are emerging. For example, along with artificial intelligence, we have augmented reality, virtual reality, extended reality, and metaverse. We all know that in a physical classroom, teacher is in front of us, teacher teaches us, we listen, we ask questions. Now in the AR and VR, almost on your computer screen or in your laptop or on your mobile phone, you will get almost 3D visualization of various phenomena. Suppose some chemical reaction is taking place, we will probably sometimes be able to see it in terms of some vapors coming out, sometimes some kind of a sound coming out. In case of physics, we will see a lot of colors, spectroscopy, but through the mechanism of AR, VR, we can ourselves get embedded into that reality. Although it is not real, it is augmented reality. It is virtual reality. And one can see the functioning of the entire body, biological parts, how heart functions, how lungs function, how liver functions. In the books, we may have one figure showing 4 parts of the heart, left ventricle, right ventricle, lower part, upper part, arteries, veins coming in, going out. But we don't visualize, whereas through the mechanism of virtual reality, we can actually enter into the heart and see how the blood pumps, how oxygen and the blood interacts and purifies the blood. All of that is possible to be visualized now using technologies of this nature. We also have data science where huge amount of data, big data, can be analyzed in terms of all variety of actions that need to be taken. Whether a student is learning properly or not, we can investigate it. Whether some kind of a agricultural input which is required to be given to a farmer based on the data, we can do it. If there is any pandemic going to occur, which area is going to be affected more, which area is going to be affected less, based on that, where medicine supply is required, we can do it. If there are natural calamities like floods, like earthquake, how the goods can reach out to those places to help the people. We have all these facilities possible through the use of technology and innovation. And that's why innovation and technology development is key. It is not only that, National Education Policy 2020, which came into existence in July 2020, talks about multidisciplinary education. And it talks about school education to be completely transformed from 10+2 system to new system of 5+3+3+4. The first 5 years are foundational years, starting at the age of 3 itself, rather than age of 6. And by the time person completes those 5 years, the student is well engrossed in the education as a joyful learning. And that is why these first 5 years are thought of to be not in terms of lot of reading, writing, but more on storytelling, more on games, more on toys. Thereby, students start understanding the concept and start enjoying learning. And that is why students of 6th to 12th grade need to understand how they can create such products, where they have just gone through this area of class 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5 just recently, and therefore how these kind of technologies they can learn and give solutions to problems, that learning can become much more effective. That is the challenge before all sport prelims and qualifiers and finalists they should start thinking about. The national education policy, when it talks about multidisciplinary education, it starts at the young age of 6th standard onwards, where we will provide skilling education. Education which is general education, where you study history, geography, science, is all fine. Along with that, every student will be given an opportunity to learn some skill set. It may be computer programming or artificial intelligence. It could be carpentry, it could be machining, it could be welding, it could be electronics repair, it could be computers. Anything what is called as skill will be given to students of their choice. Some of that in the schools themselves, some of that maybe by going to another location like ITIs, or in an online mode. One can learn many skill sets right from 6th standard onwards. And that third phase of 5+3+3 will begin the skill knowledge provision. And the last 4 years is absolutely liberal. One can take a subject of physics, along with that psychology. One can take maths, along with that music. One can take chemistry, along with that computer programming. So the choice is unlimited for students in the last 4 years of the 5+3+3+4, whereby students are not restricted to study arts or commerce and science and get bracketed as art student, commerce student, science student in the last 4 years. Thereby, after learning their aptitude, after learning their what is their interest, one can pursue higher education, be it in arts, psychology, economics, sociology, or engineering, or pharmacy, or architecture. So it is so much empowering that the policy has come in at a right time when technology development is taking place on one side. On the other side, we have this policy which empowers, enables a candidate to choose variety of courses. Now, the second most important thing along with this, what policy talked about and is already implemented, is through DigiLocker, creating an academic bank of credit for each student, an account. Like we have a bank account, there is a credit account. Credit here is credits earned during our education. If I do a course which is equivalent to 3 credits, after I pass the examination, it will be recorded in my account, which is a unique account, and I can make use of it or encash it subsequently. So if I'm in the 7th standard or 8th standard, and if I do a course on computer programming, which is actually still not mandatory course, but I have learned computer programming language C++ or Python or PHP will be recorded. And when I go to higher education, I may get waiver from doing that course again because I have already learned, I'm practicing. Why should I do it again? Now I can do something else during that time. So there is what is known as academic bank of credits, which has come in. Each credit which is earned by the student will be recorded, will be made use of for another issue of multiple entry, multiple exit in the higher education. After you've passed your 12th grade, even today, you go into one of the streams. You go to an arts college to do economics major, or you go to a science college to do a chemistry major, or you go to a commerce college to do business management or accountancy as the major. But while you go into that domain, or for example, after 12th science, we go into engineering or medicine. After staying there for 1 year or 2 years, we feel that this is not more interesting to me. Rather, I should have gone to some other discipline. All that what you have learned should not go waste. It is recorded. It can be made use of. It can be encashed subsequently in another program. Whatever is useful out of that. Otherwise, also, you have learned something is recorded there, which is useful for your interviews, for claiming your higher education in a different domain. And therefore, multiple entry, multiple exit, moving from one college or one university to another university, moving from one school to another school. Today, what happens is we have to carry a lot of documents in physical form. We take a transfer certificate, we take a character certificate, and carry from one school to another school. And if it is in another state, the language also becomes a barrier. And therefore, it has to be converted either in English or translated into the language of the state in which we want to take admission. Now, all of this is possible through the digital means, through the DigiLocker. In your academic bank of credit, everything will be mentioned that you have done classes up to 8th standard, and you can get now admission into the 9th standard in another state, in another land. All of that is possible. Not only that, technology has also been useful, empowering by innovating to translate some of the content in English into various Indian languages. AICTE itself had developed the artificial intelligence tool for translating content in English into 12 Indian languages: Malayalam, Tamil, Kannada, Telugu, Marathi, Gujarati, Bengali, Punjabi, Assamese, Odia, all these languages, Urdu. We have been in a position to translate excellent quality books in all these languages, thereby even providing of engineering education in mother tongue, in local language, has become possible. When you have books in these subjects, one can study easily in those languages. And this is empowering for those children who are living in very remote areas, tribal areas, where the language spoken is only the mother tongue. And because of the fear of English, if they are not able to go to a city to study in English medium school or college, or because they cannot afford education by going to a city, spending not only money on fees, but also on accommodation, the mess or the food, this much expenditure the child cannot born. And therefore, what is possible is by being at one's own hometown in a small village, one can get education at the doorsteps. What is needed is only internet. You require a device and you have required a data plan. And India is one of those countries where data plans are the cheapest in the world. Our monthly bill on mobile for getting several, not megabits, but gigabit of data is also in few hundreds, which is the cheapest in the whole world. And therefore, education at the doorstep is possible. I talked about SWAYAM platform. These courses can be had or learned by being at home. While doing some work, one can do it in the evening. As a second alternative, another degree one can do. So this empowering movement of technology development in all these areas is very, very valid. And all this, what I said about ABC, Academic Bank of Credit, has blockchain basis, and therefore it is authenticated. We have got registries of students being prepared. As soon as a child comes into age of 3 into nursery or kindergarten or Vidyashala, the record of the student starts getting accumulated. Everything and anything that a student learns will be recorded here. I think this is so empowering. We have also seen applications in other areas. Our all land records are getting digitized. There are a lot of technology development on that. Thereby, no cheating can take place. Rightful owner will be established. If there is a sale, purchase and sale happening, it will be recorded. And instantaneously, it will come onto your name when you have bought a piece of land. It also helps in agriculture in terms of what seeds are to be sown at what season, when is to be a particular, if the rainfall is not there, how much water is to be done, watering is to be done. If there are some diseases in the crops, how do you handle them? What insecticides may have to be used for that right kind of a crop? Same way, this is about crops, similarly about health of individuals through the health card, which I said not CoWIN. CoWIN is one app, but there's a digital health registry as well. So we can have suggestion of for our whatever symptoms of a disease. Without going to a doctor, by staying remotely, we can get solution for that. We can buy medicines and get cured. All this is possible through the use of the technologies which are emerging and the innovations which are being carried out. So we knew only a few years back, first time when reservation of our tickets for railway or bus or flight, we are able to do on online mode. When internet came in, we thought it is so empowering. Today we can do education, we can do agriculture, we can do healthcare, all driven by technology, including transportation. What we can envisage is all happening. Not only that, this artificial intelligence, which is so powerful, which is almost like an intelligence of a human being replicated through a machine. We have the latest thing which has come as either you call it boon or bane, I don't know. The future will tell. There is ChatGPT. ChatGPT will give you, if you want to write an essay or an exam paper, it will reproduce best possible essay on the topic on which the question paper was set. So many people are saying this will create disruption in our exam system. Maybe students will not be allowed to carry this software and the computer and our mobile phone into the exam hall. That anyway we are not permitting even today. But many assignments will be done by students in this manner. So how do we detect them? There are going to be many more challenges. But we should see the positive side of it. That if I have to today also search for some information, if you Google, it will give some 10, 20 websites where this information is available. Then we have to go through each one of them and see which is most relevant. But now ChatGPT does this job for you and gives you exactly what is your requirement, and in the form of that requirement, it will produce results which will be useful for learning faster in a much accommodative manner in terms of using the best possible resources that are available at our command. And therefore, my dear students, this is a moment of what we say truth, which has come. All of you who are the students of science must look at all these developments which are taking place day in and day out, get engaged with them, learn them, and become lifelong learners. ChatGPT also says that it is also learning. AI also says it has not achieved the final destination. It is also learning. So our life's mission should be lifelong learning. Anything new which comes in, we must adopt. We should start learning that, and only then we remain relevant in the society and create applications for the people who are deprived of that. A person staying in a remotest possible village. I remember Dr. Kalam, who used to say that we must take care of the last man in the last village in the country, very remote place. Even that person needs to be empowered. And technology is the only way, digital way, that we can empower all of them. See, I just want to tell that Ministry of Education and even the National Education Policy talked about Indian knowledge systems. Apart from innovation, apart from technology, development, multiple entry, multiple exit, multidisciplinary research, it also talks about Indian knowledge system. This is very important because many times we all think that science has come all from the West, from Europe, from America, and so on. But we never realize that the science emanated from India. We were the originators of science. Our Rishis and Munis, they all created science. Whether it is Charaka, whether it is Sushruta, whether it is Aryabhatta, Varaha Mihira, Bhaskaracharya, Brahmagupta, Chanakya, Chakrapani, Datta, Madhava, Panini, Patanjali, Nagarjuna, Gautama, Pingala, Shankardev, Maitreyi, ladies also, women. We think that our country did not have education for women, but Maitreyi, Gargi, Thiruvalliveshwar, also all of these people gave excellent, not theoretical knowledge, theorems, but also practical applications of that knowledge. And that is why today Ayurveda, yoga is, during pandemic, people realize how important it is. And same way, our chemistry was great, our physics was great, our town planning was great, the water resource management was great. Today we talk about sustainable development goals, 17 goals. By SDG 2030 we should reach. Which other civilization had so much close bondage with the nature? Other than our civilization, Bharatiya civilization, Indian civilization. We had all, not just human beings. We talk about Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. We also talk about what we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That means world is one family. This we have stated long ago, thousands of years ago. Today we talk about global citizenship. We talk about the whole world is one family, but we have always considered world as one family, whole planet as one family. We have respected all plants. That's why we pray Tulsi, we pray Neem, we pray banyan tree, which gives oxygen, which gives a lot of health care to us. We pray to all animals, including some of the fierce ones, lion, tigers. Also, we pray. Ganesha's is the rat. Is also prayed by us. So ecological balance, respect for every creature on this planet. Which other civilization has done? I think this rich heritage of science we must understand. Then we get confidence that we can also do it. If our ancestors had done so great things, we can also do it. That's all. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful session. Dear students, we got a clear idea about the need of latest technologies and emerging technologies, and why AI in the curriculum, augmented reality, virtual reality, and need of Ideathon and other competitions. Then sir discuss about the DigiLocker, health cards, ChatGPT, and more than that, 360-degree holistic development. That is one of the recommendation of NEP 2020. The positive side of the technologies must explore by learning faster and become lifelong learners. Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful session. And before winding up, I would like to give you the instructions regarding the question answering session that's going on. Let me share the screen. So the guidelines for the question answering session. The question answering session is scheduled on 10th March 2023. Your questions should reach us latest by 6 p.m. on 7th March 2023. Please use the link on the spot link page of VSSF website to raise your questions. Professor Anil will come live on 10th March to answer your questions. Please pay attention to these important points. Limited time restricts our speaker from taking all the questions that comes through. Speaker will shortlist few relevant and contextual questions that we receive. Questions that are similar in nature will be clubbed to a single question, and our endeavor is to ensure you that get better clarity on the subject. So that's all for today's session. Myself, Anil Kumar. Thank you so much, dear speaker, Anil sir, and principal, coordinators, and students. Good day. Thank you.